Jensen and I were having this conversation last night of Jade Cargill won the women's title, and he's like, oh, excited for it, happy for Jade, and all this stuff. I'm like, she ain't got any challengers. She's just gonna face Michin a bunch of times. Like, is that what we're gonna do? Because there's no one on that roster that feels like a credible challenger. I assume they're just gonna run back Tiffany at least once, and then hopefully you bring somebody up or move somebody over, because there's nobody on that SmackDown women's roster that you can really feel good about. Of, oh yeah, this is a credible challenger and a good feud for Jade. They got no baby faces over there, and their heels are fine, but Jade just turned heel. You want a heel versus heel? That doesn't make a ton of sense. Yeah, that's a thin SmackDown roster. I know like Charlotte and Alexa over there, but I'm not really counting them because they're the tag team champs, and I assume they're not going to do like women's title stuff. And they're on more of Raw right now anyway. Although I know Charlotte's facing Nia tonight, and I'm really looking forward to that match because I hope they just punch each other in the face really hard. But I don't like that. It's a bad women's roster. It's not a bad women's roster as far as talent goes. I got to make that clear. It's a bad roster as far as how they've positioned it and who is important and who feels credible.
But they're not going to find those people because they don't put anybody ahead of anyone. Again, this is something we've all talked about. It's everything is stuck in this vortex of who's on first. Like there's no hierarchy other than the world champion and then the bottom of the card. The mid card does not exist except for two people. There's no proper cycling. No one's being built, and there's a weak roster to begin with. I wouldn't put Zelina Vega in, toss her in there until she starts wrestling again, and it doesn't seem like they want to do that. And plus, people know how I feel about her as a wrestler. I don't think she's that great as a wrestler, but that's just me. Everyone's different, subjective art form, pal. But there are other people, like at least they're doing something with Kiana James. She's not just speaking for Julia. Granted, like it's not great.
She's losing. That's what they're doing with Kiana James.
And that's why you needed people to build up your roster. That's why it's okay to sit in catering as long as you're not sitting in catering every single week for several months. You should be cycled in and out efficiently. There should be a way to give you TV time. Like, it's okay to have jobbers. It's okay to have people who lose. It's okay to have designated low card fodder on your way up to whatever storyline, title, whatever it is. There's got to be something.
Well, they have people who lose. This is the issue: is they have too many people who lose.
Yeah,
Michin is just a loser. And Chelsea Green's probably going to lose tonight. She goes to NXT and wins, and she goes to AAA and wins at least. But Chelsea Green's probably going to lose tonight. Kiana James loses all the time. B-Fab loses all the time. Candice and Zelina don't really wrestle at this point. That's the roster, right? Nia Jax loses all the time. Who else is there? Jade and Tiffany. That's what you got. And Charlotte and Alexa, they win, but they're the women's tag champs right now.
And this is why there are people in NXT who are not in title contention, who could be brought up to be that lower card fodder, to at least build other people, like you said, or at least to be the person who gives wins to the people who are currently always losing, to rebuild or reshape some of them.
Man, I'd bring the women in NXT up and just have them win.
Sure, if you want to do a quick one.
And no knock on B-Fab or Michin or anybody or Kiana James at this point, but you've just kind of branded them as losers. So I wouldn't be bringing up NXT talent. Let's say, for example, Fallon Henley. Like, I would not bring up Fallon Henley. I know she's part of Fatal Influence and she's not coming up anytime. I'm literally just tossing a name out there. I wouldn't bring up her, but like, hey, you're just going to lose a bunch to Michin. Like, that doesn't do anything for Fallon Henley. And I don't think Michin is still credible off of that, because Michin is probably just going to lose to Julia or Jade anyway. Like, it's better to bring up someone like Jordan, have her beat someone like Candice or Zelina or Chelsea or Kiana, and then actually like make her. And then, yeah, she's probably not going to win the title or anything, but losing a title feud isn't so terrible compared to, especially if you're there on the main roster and you still maintain some consistency and some relevancy after the title feud. That's better than trying to like make Michin a thing at this point. Like Michin just has too much, and I love Mia Yim. I think she's fantastic, but she just has too much natural allegiance to losers on her right now.
Natural allegiance to losers.
I remixed the Cat Williams line because this is line like, you have an unnatural allegiance to losers. Yeah. Like she has a natural allegiance to losing right now.
It's like, I've heard this somewhere. Why do I know this one?
I took the Cat Williams line and just remixed it a little bit, you know.
Well played. I'm hopeful that they start bringing people up, but again, I don't know. I don't know if they have that. They seem to have this idea that the roster has to have a specific amount of people and they need to be in this specific place, and you cannot change the placement of where they are. And they're just stuck.
Yeah. Anyway, SmackDown's tonight, folks.
Get ready for that. There's plenty more over on Fightful Overbooked. Click that subscribe button, tap that bell, get your notifications. And while you're at it, like the videos, interact with them, say some stuff. We want to hear from you. While you're at it, join us every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, live for In the Weeds. You might like it.